Let's learn a topic called ratio and proportion. This is the topic of quantitative ability. What is ratio? Ratio is a relation which one quantity bears to another of same kind. The ratio of two quantities A and B is represented as A is to B. In this ratio, the first term A is called antecedent and the second term B is called consequent. Ratio of any number of quantities is expressed after removing any common factor that all the terms of the ratio have. For example, if we have a ratio called 6 is to 15 is to 21. Now this ratio can be represented by removing a common factor out of that, which is 3, and can be written as 2 is to 5 is to 7. Now duplicate ratio of A is to B is A square is to B square. Then what is subduplicate ratio? Subduplicate ratio of A is to B is under root of A is to under root of B. Similarly, the triplicate ratio of A is to B can be written as A cube is to B cube. Then subtriplicate ratio of A is to B is cube root of A is to cube root of B. What is proportion? When two ratios are equal, the four quantities involved in two ratios are said to be proportional. If suppose A is to B equal to C is to D, then we can say that A, B, C and D are in proportion. Here A and D are called extremes while B and C are called means. यानी आखिरी के दो जो क्वांटिटीज है उसको अपन एक्सट्रीम बोलेंगे और बीच के दो जो है उसको अपन मीन्स बोलेंगे. And the relation between them is something like this. The product of mean is equal to the product of extremes. Few important points to note here. The very first is if A is to B equal to C is to D, then D is called the fourth proportional to ABC. If suppose A is to B equal to B is to C, then C is called third proportional to A and B because यहाँ पर तीन ही quantities है. Mean proportional between A and B is under root of A multiplied by B. Suppose A divided by B is equal to C divided by D is equal to E divided by F and so on. Then each of this ratio is equal to addition of all numerators, that is A plus C plus E, divided by addition of all denominators, that is B plus D plus F. This type of relations or simplifications we use in solving a numerical. Now let us go with some numericals related to ratio and proportion. The very first problem, I am taking a very simple problem in the beginning and slowly we will approach towards difficult level problems. So problem number 1. 48 oranges are to be distributed among two persons without cutting any of them. Which of the following can be the ratio? There are four options given in front of you. We will evaluate one by one option. If we go with the first option, option A, the ratio is 1 is to 7, means total number of parts are 1 plus 7, that is equal to 8. So 48 oranges can be divided into 8 parts. So option A can be a correct answer. If we go with the remaining options like option B, 2 is to 3, so it means there will be 5 parts and 48 is not divisible by 5. If we go with the option C, it is 1 is to 8. It means total 9 parts, 1 plus 8, 9 parts, and 48 is not divisible by 9. So this is also not correct. If we go with option D, that is 3 is to 4, so total number of parts are 3 plus 4, 7, and even 48 is not divisible by 7. So option A is the correct answer. 48 oranges can be splitted in the ratio of 1 is to 7. Problem 2. If P is to Q equal to 2 is to 3 and Q is to R equal to 5 is to 7, then P is to Q is to R is how much? Okay, we'll write like this: P, Q and R. We know what is the ratio of P is to Q, that is 2 is to 3, that can be written here. And we also know what is the ratio of Q and R, that is 5 is to 7, which can be written below here. And now we want to find out the common ratio of P is to Q is to R. Uske liye what we will do, we will multiply this 5 with 3, that is 15, and we will multiply 5 with 2 also, that is equal to 10. Then we will multiply 3 with 5, that already we have done, that is 15, and then we will multiply 3 with 7, which is equal to 21. So the common ratio of P is to Q is to R is 10 is to 15 is to 21. Problem 3. If A is 75% of B, B is 150% of C, and D is 25% of C, then find A is to D. If A is 75% of B, we can write A is equal to 75 by 100 of B, or A is equal to 3/4 of B. So from here, we can find out the ratio of A is to B, which is 3 is to 4. Further, it is said that B is 150% of C, means B is equal to 150 by 100 of C, or B equal to 3 by 2 of C. So the ratio of B is to C is 3 is to 2. At last, it is said that D is 25% of C. So D is 1/4 of C. So the ratio of C is to D is 4 is to 1. Now it is asked to find the ratio of A is to D. So A is to D will be equal to A by B multiplied by B by C multiplied by C by D. इससे B cancel out हो जाएगा, even C भी cancel out हो जाएगा, and we can put up the values here. The ratio will come out to be 9 is to 2. Option D is the right answer. Problem number 4. If x by 2 is equal to y by 3 equal to z by 5, then we need to find out the value of this particular term. How to find out this? Let us say x by 2 equal to y by 3 equal to z by 5 equal to k. So what is x? X will be equal to twice k. What will be y? It will be equal to thrice k. And what will be z? It will be equal to 5 times k. So we got x, y and z in terms of k. Now we will put these values of x, y and z in this particular term to calculate its value. So I am putting x as 2k, y as 3k and z as 5k. So it will be something like this in the numerator and 4k plus 6k in the denominator. So that comes out to be 10k by 10k. So the ratio is equal to 1. Option A is the right answer. Problem 5. If a plus 4 is to 3a plus 15 is the triplicate ratio of 2 is to 3, find a. We have already discussed what is a triplicate ratio. So here we can write a plus 4 divided by 3a plus 15 is equal to 2 cube divided by 3 cube. Solving this, we get the expression something like this. And further solving it, we can determine the value of a, which comes out to be 4. So option D is the right answer. Problem 6. A person divides rupees 2250 among his three sons A, B and C in such a way that 1/6 of A share, 1/4 of B share and 2/5 of C share are equal. Find A's share. So let us say A is receiving A rupee, B is receiving B rupees and C is receiving C rupee. So we can write as 1/6 of A equal to 1/4 of B is equal to 2/5 of C. Now we can equate it to k, any variable like k, but उससे क्या हो जाएगा कि c will be equal to 5 by 2 of k. So वो avoid करने के लिए I will equate it to, let us say, 2k. If this is equal to 2k, what will be A share? It is 6 multiplied by 2k, that is equal to 12k. What will be B share? It is 4 multiplied by 2k, that is equal to 8k. And what will be C share? That is equal to 2k multiplied by 5 by 2, that is equal to 5k. This is the reason why I have taken here 2k. इससे क्या है कि ये जो न्यूमरेटर में 2 है वो इससे कैंसल आउट हो जाता है और अपने को कोई फ्रैक्शन नहीं मिलता यहां पर. Okay. Now we got the share of A, share of B and share of C in terms of k. So addition of 12k, 8k and 5k is equal to the total amount, that is 2250. So 25k is equal to 2250 and k will come out to be 90. It is asked in the question, find the A's share. So अपने को A का share निकालना है, that is 12k. So I can substitute k is equal to 90 in this particular expression, which will give me the share of A as 1080. So option B is the right answer. Problem number 7. The ratio of number of boys to girls in a class is 2:3. If 5 boys leave the class and 5 girls join the class, the ratio becomes 1:2. Find the number of boys in the class initially. So it is very well mentioned in the problem that the ratio of boys and girls in the class initially is 2:3. So if I assume the number of boys as 2x, obviously the number of girls will be 3x, where x is the common factor. Now we will build the equation, whatever is mentioned in the problem. It is said that 5 boys leave the class. So initial number of boys are 2x, इसमें से 5 कम कर देते हैं -5, and 5 girls join the class. So initial number of girls है 3x, उसमें +5 कर देते हैं, and this is equal to 1/2. The ratio becomes 1:2, that is 1/2. Solving this particular expression, we can determine the value of x, which comes out to be 15. Now it is asked in the problem, find the number of boys in the class initially. So initially the number of boys are 2x and x is 15. So the answer will be equal to 30. Problem number 8. There are some crows and sparrows on the tree. If 18 sparrows join them, then the total number of sparrows on the tree will be thrice that of crows. If 3 crows leave the tree, the number of sparrows would be double the number of crows. What is the ratio of crows and sparrows on the tree? Well, in this particular question, we need to build the equation. I request you to pause the video and try the question on the paper first. And once you have tried it, you can look for the solution. Okay. So I will assume the number of crows initially are C and number of sparrows are S. अब पहला स्टेटमेंट क्या बोला है? If 18 sparrows join them, the total number of sparrows on the tree will be thrice the number of crows. So for this particular statement, how the equation will be? If 18 sparrows join them, so I will write S plus 18. In that case, the number of sparrow count will be thrice the number of crows. So this is going to be the first equation, which can be written as S is equal to thrice C minus 18. Okay. How we can build the second equation? यहाँ बोला है, if 3 crows leave the tree, then the number of sparrows would be double the number of crows. So number of sparrows is twice C minus 3. This is your second equation, because 3 crows are leaving the tree. तो C के काउंट में से 3 कम कर देंगे अपन, C minus 3. उससे क्या हो जाएगा? Number of sparrows are now double the number of crows. So hence I have written S is equal to 2 times of C minus 3. Now what we see in both the equation, the left hand side is same, S, and here also S. So we can equate their right hand side to find out the number of crows. So I will write thrice C minus 18 is equal to 2 times of C minus 3. Solving this equation, C comes out to be 12, and substituting the value of C as 12 in any of the equation, we can calculate the number of sparrows, which comes out to be 18. So the ratio of crows and sparrows, which is asked in the question, is 12:18 or 2:3. Option B is the right answer. Problem number 9. A leopard chases a fox. The distance covered by the leopard in 7 leaps is equal to that covered by fox in 5 leaps. For every 6 leaps of leopard, the fox takes 5 leaps. Find the ratio of their speeds. Now there is a leopard and there is a fox. Now it is clearly mentioned in the problem that 7 leap distance of leopard is equal to 5 leap distance of fox. You can see the first statement, the distance covered by leopard is 7 leaps is equal to that covered by fox in 5 lips. So distance same है, उतने distance cover करने के लिए leopard को 7 lip लेना पड़ता है, जबकि fox को 5 lips लेना पड़ता है. Let us assume this equal to a number which is divisible by 7 and 5. Let us take LCM of 7 and 5, which is 35. So I will assume this is equal to, suppose, 35 meters. So what is the one lip distance of leopard? 7 lip distance is 35 meters. So one lip distance of leopard is 5 meter. In a similar way, the one lip distance of fox will be equal to 7 meter. So now we came to know how much distance a leopard covered in one lip and a fox covered in one lip. Now further it is said that 6 lips of leopard and 5 lips of fox can be covered in the same time. As it is clearly mentioned in the statement, for every 6 lips of leopard the fox take 5 lips. So जितने समय में leopard 6 lips करता है, उतने समय में fox 5 lip करता है. So they require same time. Now we know what is the distance covered in one lip. So I will multiply it with distance. एक lip का distance इसका 5 मीटर है और fox का 7 मीटर है. Hence, when the leopard covers 30 meters, fox is able to cover 35 meters. So this is the ratio of their speed, that is 30 is to 35 or 5 is to 7. Option A is the right answer. Problem 10. The income of A and B is in ratio of 4 is to 3 and their expenditure is in the ratio of 5 is to 4. Find the ratio of their savings if A spends 3/4 of his income. So there are two persons involved here, A and B. Let us say if A is earning 4x, in that case B is earning 3x. Talking about their expenditure, let us say if A is spending 5y, then B is spending 4y. Now what is saving? Income minus expenditure is so-called saving. So the ratio of their saving will be 4x minus 5y is to 3x minus 4y. It is asked in the question to find out the ratio of their saving, means this. To further solve this question, there is one clue given in the problem, and that clue is this. A spends 3/4 of his income. So we can write this as spending of A, that is 5y, equal to 3/4 of his income, that is 4x. From this we can find out what is the ratio of x and y. So the ratio of x upon y is 5 is to 3. Now in this particular expression we can substitute x as 5 and y as 3 and we can determine the ratio of their savings. Substituting x as 5 and y as 3. The ratio of saving comes out to be option C, 5 is to 3. I hope you understood the concepts of ratio and proportion, and here I tried to cover all variety of the questions which can be asked in your competitive exam. Thank you for watching this video.